Oh no, I gotta flip you guys. How do I do that? Flip. Flip the camera. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, we're good. Let's see if we can. I did not bring my tripod. Oh, there we go, there we go, there we go. What else was I gonna get? Okay. Can you comment so I can see if it's... Sorry, you guys. I'm just gonna have my husband. Just go to like subscriptions and I should pop up, or you should have a notification that I'm live, and then just like leave me a comment so I can see if it's coming through. Husband. Just go to like subscriptions. Okay, now, yeah, now see if it's. Just leave like a comment and then see if it's coming through, or if I have to like push a certain button. Sorry guys, as I work out kinks, I'm seeing, oh, there's your comment, babe. Cool. Okay, good to go. Thanks, honey. Appreciate it. All right. Sorry guys, I just had to see like if the comments were working. That's really cool. Okay. So hi everybody. It does not show me like who's here, but I can see that people's here, so that's awesome. So I did get some new orchids, and I haven't shown them to you yet. I've been on like this kick on getting stuff off of eBay. So the first thing I'm gonna do with you guys is repot this Brassavola. Brassavola Laelia BL Amethyst. I got this from the Orchid Geek off of eBay. I won it on auction for 40 something. Look how big it is. Hi everybody. Okay, so I'm going to mount it on this. This is from orchidsupply.store.com, and he already pre-drilled holes for me. So I think because this is so big and tall and you can see like they're trying to hang, I thought about mounting it maybe like that, or like what do you guys think? I should do it probably like that, huh? Probably like that. Let it hang. It's so spindly with the, I think it's Brassavola cuculata. I think that's why it's so like long and spindly. And then let me show you the other new orchids I got before I get into mounting that. You're so cute, babe. My husband's so cute, you guys. He's so supportive of everything I do. He literally, like, just 10 minutes ago finished my chicken coop. He's been working on it, I don't know, for about 3 weeks, and he just finished my chicken coop. So I won this on an eBay auction. That is Laelia Anceps Hannah, and I think I got it for $24. We should have some flowers soon. 24 bucks. And then I also got, this is, I've already lost the tag on it, but this is something Kawaii Mendenhall. Really pretty yellow flower with a magenta red wine color lip. And I tried to win this off of eBay, but I got outbidded and it went up to like $60 or $70. And so then I follow Peter on Big Leaf Orchids on Facebook, and he announced that he had some of these on his website for only $35. So I was really glad I didn't win the auction with that one, and I'm sure my husband is too. So let's unpot this one orchid and mount it. My coffee isn't very good. I've already had it soaking, and I think I am gonna mount it upside down on that slab of wood. It's really in there. It's in there. But this one's from the Orchid Geek on eBay, and you can follow him. He has a TikTok, he has a YouTube, and Facebook, I think. But he has some really cool stuff on auction on eBay, the Orchid Geek. I'm just gonna keep squeezing it. I think it'll look really good upside down on this mount. I had my husband drill me a little bit of a wider hole, and these hooks you can get at the dollar store, and they come 2 to a pack. Ha! Oof. This is gonna take a little bit to get those roots out of this ball and kind of flat to put on that mount. There's a little bit of nasty ones, but and if my phone allows me to, I have some pre-made mix that I mixed up earlier with lava rock and charcoal. I have something under me catching this, you guys. To repot the one I got from Peter at Big Leaf Orchids. Ooh, this stinks. It's stinky. It's really stinky. I'm not too worried. Like, there's some good roots, but there's some really stinky roots too. But I never have a problem with getting these Brassavola types to reroot and establish. My gosh, it's stinky. So what is everyone doing on their Sunday evening? My husband worked Saturday and today, so we haven't got to spend too much time with each other. So yeah, just right before this live, he finally finished building my chicken coop, and we put the chickens in it. And the chickens are very, very happy. Very, very happy. And I think I left my scissors in the garage. I'm trying to be careful because there's a new growth right there that I don't want to break off. This one here, I will put up a post maybe tonight or tomorrow to show you guys the blooms. But this one here he has several, like I think 3 BL amethyst up, and each one had different blooms, so they were seedlings that he had. And this one I liked the most because it had the most cerula colored lip and like really spindly, really pretty white petals, but at the very tip of the petals they were tinted with the cerulean color. So I thought it was really awesome looking. And I think there was 2 or 3 people bidding on this one. And I was happy I got it. It looks like there's a moss ball in the middle. It is really stinky though. I have not repotted one this stinky in quite some time. Usually it's those nasty just add ice fouls that you bring home and that stink like this. I did pre-soak. Let me show you. Oh, I pre-soaked a sheet of moss, and I'm gonna use that to mount it. A local nursery sells these sheets, so it's not loose moss, it's sheet moss, and you can cut it up if you want to, but they're usually cheaper than the bags of loose moss, and you get more moss. Robert's Flower Supply is going out of business here, and he's selling his stuff off pretty cheap. Hi, babe.
You got it?
No, is it, can you like see the broadcast in the house? Is it okay? Like, can you hear me good and see good? Can you hear me good and see good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you off?
No. I just wanted to make sure, because I don't, like, you were the only person I saw comment, but I also want to make sure, like, everybody can see
No,
good
that's
and
fine.
hear good. Okay, perfect. I was having my husband check and watch for me while he was eating dinner. I'm gonna go get my scissors. You see all those really stinky roots? I'm gonna go get my scissors so I can get those off of there. I forgot them in my garage. I'll be right back. I'm back. Sorry, you guys. My Fiskars that I bought myself are already gone. The children have already lost them, so I'm back to these again. Let me sanitize them really quickly here. I don't have my spray bottle either. That'll have to do. Let me start chopping some of these nasty roots. This is my first time like really going live here on YouTube. I do go live on TikTok quite often. If you guys have a TikTok, I'm not as professional on TikTok as I am here on Facebook. On TikTok, I'm a little bit goofy, and there is a lot more negativity on TikTok though. And if you catch me on a day that I'm feeling froggy, you might just get it back. But here I try to stay very professional here on YouTube. But you guys are more than welcome to join TikTok. And I post a lot more about, it's not just all orchids. A lot of the garden, a lot of the chickens. Gosh, this thing stinks. So it's the same name on TikTok. And then on Facebook, there is an orchid group called Beginner Orchid Enthusiasts. And I was trying to tell if that one was okay or not. And you guys are more welcome to join that too, where we like to just share blooms or share problem orchids or new orchids. And there's quite a few people in that group that I've known for about 4 years now. Heath is one of them. Heath is here on YouTube. Heath from Trees Epiphytes. He's a really great indoor grower. He gets all of his stuff to bloom indoors, and I cannot do that. Hence, that's why I made my husband get me a greenhouse, because I was having nothing rebloom for me indoors. So if you don't already know Heath at Trees Epiphytes. Go look him up. He's got some really great videos. Ugh. See, this is also why I don't like to pot my Brassavola or Cattleya orchids in really anything but rock, pebbles, because that stuff's not going to mold on you. When I left for vacation, I put a top layer of moss on them, like let me show you. I put a top layer of moss on it like that, but the rest of it is all just pebbles or stone, like any kind of stone, whatever is really on sale. Today I bought lava rock because it was only $4 for a huge bag, and then I take a hammer and make it into smaller pieces and then rinse it off. And today I added some charcoal and some perlite to it, and that's what I'm going to use to repot the orchid from Big Leaf Orchids. I need to get more bark from Orchid Supply Store. This is from him. There's the website right there. But this is from him, and I added some moss and perlite in there, but this is my favorite bark from him. And I don't know, I've been using it for oncidiums and some phals. And then in the garage, I was mixing up some really chunky aroid mix today with some of his bark. That's a stinky one. Oh my gosh, these scissors. These kids of mine. There we go. I don't know if let me check to see if I'm, no, oh, I don't know what I just did. I'm just gonna leave it alone. I've never felt more like my parents than I do trying to figure out live stuff on TikTok or YouTube. All right, that looks, nope. I want to try to make sure I get everything, because the amount that I'm going to put it on, I want it to stay on it. Okay. Oh, dang it. It stinks so bad. Sorry if you hear that rattling. I have a metal sign that hangs outside my greenhouse that says open or closed. Alright, where'd the alcohol go? I am gonna douse this root system in some alcohol really quick. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna fill up this jug, or this pot. I go through so much alcohol in the greenhouse, it's crazy. All right. Now they don't smell like mold. All right, let me show you guys the mount. There is the layer of moss we're going to use that I pre-soaked. Starting to kind of fall apart now. So I'm going to mount it upside down. And what I've done already is take, let me show you here. These, you can get these at the dollar store. And, I don't know, they're like bread ties. And I combined 2 of them together. I need to get myself a table. Let's take that out of there. Now let's see where we're gonna mount it. Let's open up these roots a little bit so it's not a ball, so it sits as flat as it can on that board. Okay. Let's see where the new growth is growing. I want to make sure the new growth has plenty of room. There's one new growth right there. And there's the other one. Okay, so they're both at this end. So we're going to mount it like that. Well, this first live, I see that I need to get myself a table in here. And I need to get myself a better tripod so you guys can see better. So I'm going to stick this right there. Put my bread tie through. I don't know if these are really bread ties, you guys. I have no idea. I don't know. I mean, they're just like a bread tie. Okay. There we go. Pulling it through. Put my moss on there. Okay. I'm gonna have to get you guys out of frame for a second because I need both hands. It's new growth, new growth. Okay. So right now it's looking like this. And I'm going to add more moss to the top. And then I'm going to connect the bread ties. I'm so sorry you guys can't see this part. At least I know now what I need to do for future. Okay. Let's put the bread tie through this side. This root system is so big. Alright. Let's put it, so what I'm going to do is put that bread tie through the middle of the orchid so it holds it down. I want to make sure I'm not going to hurt any of the growths. Okay. I don't know, I might need some more heavy duty stuff, you guys. I don't know if this is going to work. I've never mounted an orchid this big before, so I need to hold it down in one more spot. So I'm going to twist these two together. I don't know if you guys are commenting. If you are commenting and I'm missing your comments, it's just because nothing's showing up and I don't know if I'm doing this correctly. So I do apologize if I'm missing your comments. Okay. There's all kinds of holes in the back of it right here. So let's do once it gets put together and secured, I'll be able to pack the moss in better and neater, if that makes sense. What I'm worried about right now is just getting it on with moss staying under it. Okay. There we go. And where's the other side of it? Uh-oh. I'm trying to get these two to connect right now. Which, they're too short. I think they're gonna be too short. Dadgummit. Oh, nope. I got it, you guys. I've got it. A lot of moss is gonna fall out of it, but that's all right. We'll make it prettier once it's more secure. Just spinning it to make it tighter. Ta-da! Hello, Carol. I'm seeing comments, so they're working. Hi. So I'm just mounting this orchid from the Orchid Geek on eBay. He's got some really cool stuff on eBay. And so those new growths that are right here and right there will have all of this room, and those new growths will probably start growing upwards. But if they decide to hang, now they can hang. There will be plenty of room for it to hang. So what I'm gonna do is just clean up and stuff moss where there's no moss. Oh, I got moss falling everywhere, you guys. Let's make sure. I know some people use fishing line as well to mount orchids. I've never used fishing line. I mean, I don't have too many mounted orchids. I do have one orchid that does have fishing line that was not mounted by me. Do I? Let me show you. Yeah. This orchid right here, I re-secured it with more moss and bread ties. But you can see on there that old fishing line. See that? It's more inconspicuous, I think is the word, than the bread ties. Oh, that's gonna look so good. So again, these are from orchidsupply.store.com. He is my sponsor and he is amazing. They are amazing. And for viewers and subscribers, if you enter coupon code Danny with the I at the end, you'll get 10% off, or 12% off, sorry, 12% off. And there's free shipping. Kinda. So those new growths, they're not big enough yet, but those new growths will send out new roots, and those new roots will climb and go through stuff and then attach themselves to this, and then it will be a lot more sturdy than it is right now on the actual mount. So again, you can get these. I use them for my front porch too, for bird feeders and wind chimes and all that stuff. From the dollar store, the $1.25 store now. I had two for $1.25. And see, I've already lost the ID tag to this fella. Don't know where it went. Oh well, looks really good. Oh no, I'm gonna have to do it like this. Yep. Like that. Okay. So there's that. That's amazing. That's gonna be so pretty when it blooms. Again, I'll post a post on my feed tomorrow here on YouTube of the blooms of that specific orchid. Really, really pretty. Very pretty. All right, where is... Okay, so the next one, I'm not going to do the Laelia. I'm not going to repot the Laelia because it is in spike and I just don't want to stress it out, and I really, really want to see the blooms. I don't want them to blast. So this orchid is Kauai Mendenhall, and this is from Big Leaf Orchids. I might have to soak it again. It's been a while. I soaked it too soon before the video. So we'll soak it. And I'm going to pot it in, let's see here, terracotta. So it's just like all of my other ones. And see, I like it because I like doing it like this, because once it needs a bigger pot, I've had this was my very first Cattleya type of orchid, and I got it off of eBay for like $3. It was so tiny. All it had were these two leaves right here. These ones with the black tips. That's all it had. And there was no ID to it. Anyhow, it's a beautiful orchid. And I potted it up. You see that little terracotta pot inside there with pebbles from my driveway. Rinsed off, obviously. And I put it inside that terracotta. And now that it's growing bigger and new growth, I just recently put it inside of a bigger terracotta pot with that top layer of moss that I can remove anytime. And the new growth will soon grow new roots onto this terracotta, and over again. Once it needs a bigger pot, I'll just stick it into a bigger terracotta pot. It'll be pretty heavy one day, won't it? That's for sure. But that's how I like growing my Cattleyas. Okay. So, if you don't know what the bloom looks like on this, you'll have to Google it. Kauai. Don't ask me how to spell that, you guys. I don't know. Kauai Mendenhall. And this hasn't bloomed yet, but I bet it's about blooming size. Big Leaf Orchids has some good stuff. That's also where I got my little variegated dendrobium for only 25 bucks. I think I'm really going to slow down on purchasing summer blooming phals, you guys. This past year, I've really honed in on the orchids that I do well with, and that is these Cattleyas and Brassavolas. I think I just live too far north, and I have too small of a greenhouse to really keep the novelty Phalaenopsis, the summer blooming Phalaenopsis, happy. And they're expensive, and all of them are just so super ugly right now. So yeah, I've really honed what I'm into. Gosh, that's in there. I'm trying to be gentle with these two new growths right there. It's really on this side of the pot. Celtic Bear, hi, you're new and just started your orchid journey. Well, welcome to the orchid hobby. And feel free to ask any questions. What kind of orchids do you have? Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, I got it. I got it. I love that new people are getting in. Oh my gosh. It's not stinky though. It's not stinky like the last one. That last one was stinky. It's not stinky. There's been a lot of people on my TikTok that I have convinced to get into orchids, which I love. But yeah, surprisingly this year I have not bought any Phalaenopsis. It's been Dendrobiums and Brassavola, Laelia, Cattleya. And I think this year, last year it cost on average around $300 to heat this greenhouse. From Wally World. Okay, so you have some winter blooming orchids, winter blooming phals. Here in 1 second, I will give you advice that I give everybody that comes into my greenhouse and asks me how to keep a Phalaenopsis alive. Okay, I'm gonna let it soak a little bit to get those last few pieces of bark off. While it's doing that, let me take a sip of my coffee. Let me put this Laelia back up here. And Celtic Bear, I will tell you what I tell people that come in here. Okay, so more than likely you have a Phalaenopsis that you bought from the store like this, and it comes in a decorative pot, whether it be glass or plastic, and you can take it out like that and look at your roots. So if you noticed here, see how all those roots are green? And you're probably thinking, yeah, roots are green, they're supposed to be green, I guess, but those roots don't need watered. Now give me 1 second and I'll find, hopefully I can find one I watered yesterday. Let me find some roots to show you that do need water so you can see the difference, because the difference is quite drastic and it'll help you tremendously on knowing when your orchid needs watered. Oh, that one doesn't need it. Hold on, bear with me now. Bear with me. Okay. So do you see how these ones have a white outer sheen to them? Let me hold this one up next to it so you can see. Okay, see how these are green? Do you see how these kind of have a white outer sheen, a silvery sheen to them? These are dry orchid roots. These ones right here, these are wet. These don't need a drink. This one does need a drink. So pick your orchid up out of the decorative pot and look at the roots. If most of the roots have this white, trying to make it so it's not glaring on you, this white outer sheen to them, it's time to water your orchid. And your tag is going to say to add ice cubes to it. Now listen, if you water with ice cubes and you're watching this, keep doing it. If it's working for you, keep doing it. Okay? But you're going to take some of your just lukewarm, I prefer lukewarm water, and tap water. I've never ever tested my tap water. I don't know my parameters of my tap water, because if it cannot survive on my tap water, it doesn't need to be with me. And then either you can pour it on your own, or I like to just dunk it in the water till about right there. I have moss on my shoulder. And so I dunk it, sorry you guys can't see, for about 15 seconds, 20 seconds. You can even leave it in there for a few minutes if you like. And then you see how the roots turn green? You see that? Those roots are green now. Ta-da! I tell you, when I go live on TikTok, this is what I show people every single time. Every single time. Oh, where's everything at? Okay, so now that, oh, you have a back injury. Oh no, back injuries are horrible. The sciatic pain really sucks too. And my dad always told me as a kid, like once he had back pain, there was no going back. Like once you have back pain and a back injury, you're never 100% ever again. I remember having sciatica pain when I was pregnant with my kiddos. And that was some not fun stuff. Okay, all these roots in here are squishy and dead. Not really stinky, but just squishy and dead. Oh, guess what I saw today, you guys? So I love butterfly bushes, and I have so many different varieties up front in my flower beds up front. And I don't have them for the butterflies. I mean, that's an added benefit. But I have them for the hummingbird hawk moths. And I saw one today. And it always makes my whole day when I see one, because I have the ones that are green and black and brown. So they're so pretty. I always get a kick out of seeing them in the garden. Okay, I'm gonna dunk this root system in some alcohol really quick, just to sanitize. All right. And here is the terracotta pot. There's gonna be plenty of room in there, because well, see, there's a new growth on this side too, so this side I'll butt up against the back of the pot, so this growth and these growths have plenty of room. I am. Are you? I am. Yes, I am. I'm already, look, let me show you. I've got stuff propagating. Well, they're rooted, so they're not really. I divided up a big mother plant. I got all kinds of house plants, and I'm putting on a huge yard sale so I can get money to go to the orchid show. So that I'll have plenty of money to go to the orchid show. But yes, I am. I've already taken the time slot off and told the husband I won't be home. Oh, you're going too? Yay! Oh my gosh, the food truck. There was a food truck there when I went last year. What did I get? Some kind of street taco. Amazing. Okay, let me go get my media for this orchid real quick. I was prepping it in my garage. So this stuff here, I bought some lava rock at Lowe's. Let me turn this fan off. It's kind of chilly in here. I bought some lava rock at Lowe's. Yeah, the food trucks. Whoo, it was so good. And it was, they also had, because I don't eat meat. I'm not vegan. Am I vegan? Vegetarian. I don't eat meat, and they had some vegetarian taco options, which is always really, really cool. So I have lava rock that I bought from Lowe's, and I took a hammer and I busted them up into smaller pieces because this is a smaller orchid. And then I have in here, I added, let me see if I can just show you, charcoal and perlite and clay balls. So there's not really anything in here that's going to mold. I'll be able, I just really prefer potting all of my cats and brassavolas and all that stuff in some kind of rock. And it helps weigh the orchid down until it attaches itself with its own root system. You know, I might go with a bigger pot, you guys. I did bring one just in case. Hi, honey. This one's a little bit bigger, I think by a ½ inch. Deeper too. Okay, I need to get these roots. You know what I found, and let me know if anybody else has experienced this. I have found that Cattleya Brassavola hybrids tend to be a lot more actually, what's the word? Hardier than just Cattleyas. I remember getting my first Cattleya, my first big one, and I repotted it, and it killed off its whole root system. Its whole root system just, it dumped its whole root system. And I remember the pseudobulbs shriveled up, and I was like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? I had no idea that they did that. I want that to butt up right there. Okay. So I'm going to start adding in my mix. But I have found that Cattleyas bred, you know, mixed with Brassavolas just aren't as finicky, aren't as temperamental as Cattleyas. I remember the Cattleya too. It was Hawaiian, it was a white bloom, Hawaiian virgin wedding song, I think. I usually don't put this much perlite into my mixture, but I had it, so I did it today. And I am using my fingers to make sure media is getting up under in the middle of that root ball right there. Yeah, it was Hawaiian wedding songs, and I remember the word virgin was in the title of it as well, and it was like an all white bloom. You don't have one right now? Where was I? I think Palmer's Orchids has some right now. I don't know what size, but I was on their website not too long ago, and I think Palmer's Orchids has Hawaiian wedding song right now. And there was another orchid. What was it called? I don't know. I remember when I grew inside my home getting so frustrated, never being able to, and I didn't do grow lights. I didn't have grow lights. Because I don't have a big enough house. I have too many kids. I didn't have the space. I didn't have the setup, and grow lights were just not an option for me. And I just didn't have enough natural light. And I just never got cats to rebloom inside. And I remember getting so frustrated. And then I remember the first one blooming out here and thinking, holy cow. Look how sturdy it is now. Just saw a video from Nature Nail. Ooh, call the nursery tomorrow. Sorry, I had to read it really fast because your comment shows up for about 6 seconds for me and then it disappears. Definitely call them. I love watching his channel. He goes to some really cool places. Really, really cool places. I wish we lived in Florida. My husband would never go to Florida. Not live there permanently. He hates the heat. So, as you can see, this is why I like using some kind of stone. It's in there. It's in there, and it ain't going nowhere. And then let me give it a couple run-throughs with water. I can't believe I've already lost the ID tag to this orchid. And since I've been on this live, I lost the ID tag for the amethyst as well. Goodness gracious. There it is. Ta-da! And I'll let it drain that water off there, and then I will put it up top, right above you guys, right there, with the rest of the cattleyas and brassavolas and yada yadas. Ooh, that's good. Oh, this one is just opening up for me. I got at the orchid show last year. It looks like the bloom is going like wee. I like that one a lot. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. That was all I had planned for, was to mount that one orchid and repot that other orchid. That's all. I think I'll, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna attach 3 of these at the same time and shape up that mount really quick. Oh, I forgot I was telling you guys that I'm building a grow space in my basement for winter time. Because the electric bill to keep this warm during the winter is it's just too much. I mean, it's like averaging $300. So I'm assuming that my summer phals will pitch even more of a fit going into my basement. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna hang it right there, you guys. It's perfect. I should have done that sooner. Why didn't I think to do that sooner? And I am gonna get grow lights. I've been buying one thing a week to turn my basement into a grow space for my orchids. So I've been buying, like, you know, a grow light a week, and I will, oh, no, it needs more on that side, doesn't it? Move all of my orchids to my basement this winter. And hoping we can cut down on the electric bill. You know, I might actually get some fishing string. From my husband and do this fishing string. There we go. That's a little bit better. I'll have to show you guys a chicken coop that my husband built for me. We built it out of all pallet wood. There's a nursery down the road from us and a lumber store. I have shelves that coming out. Don't we all? We all just need at least what, a 10 by 15 greenhouse. We just need it. Or, I mean, something. But yeah, we built a chicken. Well, he built. I sat back and drank coffee and watched. Out of all pallet wood. All pallet wood. And I think, you know, the only thing we had to pay for was the hinges for the doors. And nails. That was it. Because we were looking at, well, the chicken coops at like Tractor Supply and Wool King, and they're so expensive. They're like $500 to $1,000, and I'm not doing that. Like, I'm just trying to get some cheap eggs and some good times with a chicken here, having fun. I'm not trying to spend that much money. All right, it's mounted. Yeah, I think I'll take fishing line and just clean it up a little bit more. But it's going to be really pretty once it establishes itself on this mount, I think. And I will probably hang it. Let me show you guys. You see where my dendrobiums are? Oh, right there. That's probably where I'll hang it at. Let's see. Yep, there we go. Huh? There we go. Ta-da! I think it looks good. Well, thanks for joining me, you guys. This was so cool. I'm so happy YouTube is finally letting me go live on YouTube. It's been so long, and they've just never let me. I don't know why. Like, I had the amount of subscribers that I needed to have, but it would just never let me. And one time I decided to do it, and it finally let me. Thanks, Carol. I think it's going to be really pretty. I can't wait to see the blooms in person. Really nice blooms. But I have not eaten dinner yet. I made dinner for all of my kiddos and my husband before I came out here, and I'm hoping they've left me some. We'll see. Happy growing, everyone. Thanks for coming. This was so cool. We'll have to do it, maybe like make it an every Sunday thing, like maybe every Sunday evening. Orchids and coffee, orchids and whatever you prefer to drink, beer, tea, water, Gatorade, I don't know. Today it was coffee with vanilla creamer and 1 ice cube. Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming. Happy growing. Stay safe till next time.